everyone, Lisa here from Flosstube Stitching. I hope everyone had a good week. Nothing exciting happened this week at all, I don't think, so that's always good. Yeah, I don't really think so. I got my son a real pair of running shoes yesterday, and Sully's gonna go for a bath this afternoon, which is well needed because he is shedding like crazy. I did get up and get dressed to go for a run, and then, as you can see, and then it was raining. So I decided I didn't want to do that, so I just went to the grocery store just like this instead. But yeah, really nothing exciting at all going on here, which is a-okay. So let's get right to the stitching. I worked a lot on pretty much similar pieces that you've seen recently. Again, trying to get caught up on the pieces for the Great British Bake Off. So, Rule of Life, and as I posted on my Instagram, I think this counts as Black Sampler November, because it is a pretty dark piece. But that's how that is looking there. Don't know if there's more to do on this for the Great British Bake Off right now, or if I'm caught up. Not sure. But that contestant is still in the running, so we will definitely see that again. Zippity-doo-dah. I don't have a cover page, but this is no longer available by Sapphire Mountain Handicrafts or Handcrafts. So that's how that one is looking. So this is based off of a cross stitch prop that was in Splash Mountain, which is no longer. This one is also for a contestant that is still in the Great British Bake Off. Royal Garden I worked on a lot, and there is still a lot more to do for the Great British Bake Off for this one too, because this person has been doing very well. But it's good for this piece because this is not a piece that I super enjoy stitching on, only because of it's charted monochromatic, and as you can see, I'm not doing it monochromatic, so there's more thinking than I'd like to do. But it's looking good. I'm doing it 1/1 on 28 count. I think there's probably still about 1,000 stitches I need to do. That's outstanding for the Great British Bake Off. So yeah, this was the 2023 free sale for Fox and Rabbit, and that was the January prompt. So needless to say, with that one being so darn large, I decided just to not continue with the sale and just do that one prompt instead. Spring Quaker is another that still has a good deficit that I need to stitch. Spring Quaker. Got Winter Quaker in here as well, and it could use a few stitches too. But I thought I should focus more on the Spring Quaker, because this person, once I'm caught up, the person this was allotted to is no longer. So once I get caught up on that, then I am done working on this one. So I finished this piece here. I like that because that was the most block stitching you can get in this piece. This one hasn't been too bad either because it's more condensed. I finally finished off this big motif, which was a lot of color changes. But I am definitely getting a lot more done on these pieces because of the Great British Bake Off prompts. So yeah, that has definitely been a success for me. And then I needed to I had some prompts for the road trip that were just like 50 stitches for a few different things. So I pulled out the Velvet Pony stitch along that is happening through her Patreon. And that's how that one's looking. So it is an opalescent. There you go. That helps a little bit. Yeah. So I like how this is coming out. Hard to tell on screen, but there are 2 different greens in that tree. Part of the release that was released on Friday is an ornament, and it's more of a geographic pattern like most of her patterns are. So she's the same designer that did the geometric wolf that I have in my whip pile. Where did that go? So yeah, so it'll be nice to get to that. So it's pretty easy stitching. Some pieces are going to be more color change heavy than others, like some sections of it. But you know, it's nice and easy because it's on 14 count needle. And then I have pulled out, I don't think I have a cover picture for this either. Let me undo all the magnets I put on here. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. Okay, kitty litter has come out. So it is Dimensions kit. It is my oldest whip, older than my son, and I have it for I think 475 stitches for Great British Bake Off, but I need to do 500 stitches for a prompt for the travel event, so I'm going to use that. And then I think for next year's Whip Go, I'm just going to say finish this page because my goal is in this stitching session that it's out is to finish this basket. Sorry, my nose is very itchy. Probably from all the dog hair that's in my house because this dog is shedding like crazy right now. And then, yeah, so I think finishing off that page is a good Whip Go goal for next year. So you'll see this again next week because I won't be done with what I need to do. Yeah, so that's all my stitching. Categories. They did a combination of Q, X, Z, and U. And you said that they said that you could have those letters in any part of the word that you're using, but I like to be consistent and still try to make it at the beginning. So I don't have all my prompts but I have a good amount. And a lot of these pieces that I've been working on, I've been able to fit into that. I'm not going to go through that just because it's not as straightforward as it usually is. So the Whip Warriors group is now open to new members. So if you are interested in checking out the Whip Warriors group, that's the main group that I refer to for my stitching prompts on Facebook. And then there is the subgroup of the travel event, which we will be continuing our travels to Australia. So if you are interested in joining Whip Warriors, you can now. It is open to new members, and you can also check out the travel event at this time as well. And then I believe near middle to the end of December, then you'll have to declare kind of what stream you're in for both Whip Warriors and the travel event. But feel free to check that out if you're interested in it. But it is based on participation. So if you're someone that just kind of wants to, watch as the year goes on, it's not the group for you. If there isn't a minimum level of participation, as in, posting to different events and such, then they will remove you from the group. So that's just how it works. So, but one of the admins for Whip Warriors and one of the original creators of Whip Warriors is Lisa Lane from Paddock Lane Designs. It's right here. And she also created this kind of planner. There is a calendar. I feel that Lori's calendar is better than this one. But why I purchased this to go along with Lori's calendar is that this has outlined all the different challenges and things that they have planned upcoming for 2025 in the Whip Warriors group. So for example, they have a categories page for each month, so I don't need to worry about printing that. They do have a whip go board in here as well. So I like Lori's planner because it's a large calendar. They do have a calendar in here. It's a little bit smaller, but it does give like the different Whip Warrior events that are happening. It gives you a to-do list to make sure that you are, I'm just doing a quick count here, that you are participating in events, so that can be an easy way for you to keep track of if you're participating enough. And even I think, even if you participate in just categories, I don't want to misspeak, because you need to earn three threads, and I just don't know how exactly they determine that per month. Like I mainly just participate in categories in the main group, but I also participate heavily in the road trip, so that has a lot to do with it as well. So yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what the magic number is to make sure that you're participating enough, but yeah, they just don't want people just to hang out there and not do anything at all, is what I'm trying to say. But in this planner, she has it more into weeks like this. So if you prefer a planner like that, then that might be helpful. But again, this isn't really useful to anyone that's not in the Whip Warriors group. At the back, she does have some handy information for for like the road trip. So like how much the shopping items are, what the camping stitches are. And again, that makes more sense. That makes more sense for someone that's actually in the group. Interesting. Yeah, so that's good to have. My honest opinion is parts of this does seem kind of busy, but again, it works for me because then it helps me organize that part of my stitching, right? But I am glad that I have Lori's planner, and that will be my main planner, but this will be in addition to a supplement to it, I guess would be a good way. Looks like they will have 25 and 25 whips again. Oh, I don't know what that is. Some sort of fancy calendar that I don't know how you would use that, but I'm sure someone does. So yeah, so if you are interested in joining the Whip Warriors group, that from my fingers up is what the page or the banner has been changed to. So in case you're searching it on Facebook, so you know that you found the right group. But yeah, I just thought I would show that. You can order that from Amazon. It was reasonably priced. It was like $13, I think, Canadian. And yeah, it came pretty quick. So I am all prepared for 2025 now. Yeah, so I think that is all I have. Facebook Marketplace is sending me a lot of notifications right this moment. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.